This morning, I had a fairly beautiful realization with my puppy. I got the leash out, and he got excited like he does. And I got the collar ready to put on him. And usually he kind of dodges and weaves and ducks and, I don't want the collar on. And this time, he stood still and let me put the collar on and then started jumping around, being excited to go for his walk. And what that tells me is that he recognizes now, finally, after many walks, that putting the collar on is the sign of freedom about to happen. And that's a wonderful place for your dog to get to. At my grooming shop, I see so many dogs that when I try to put the collar on, even so they can leave and see their people, they're fighting it. They're trying every way they can move to keep me from getting the collar on, because to them, the collar means something negative. Probably just it means control to them, when most of their life they have sovereignty. They don't have someone controlling them. And for them, the control is negative. Most of those people come in on 6-foot leashes, being dragged in and being dragged out by large and small dogs. So I can see why the dog might feel like or think that the collar, it's just a sign of the anchor that it's now attached to me, and I got to drag my human all over the place. So I was thinking about, how does that come about, that change, that shift to, here, let me stand still for you to put the collar on. Or even better, what my goal for my adults is I hold the collar and they literally put their noses through it themselves, and then I put it over their heads. So they're really offering for that opportunity to go outside and do something together. And one of the ways that you can do it is by controlling increasing levels of freedom. So in the morning, this puppy, he's in a crate. And because I don't trust him overnight. He'd probably chew something up in the wee morning while I was still asleep. So he's still in a crate. Now, if I have a puppy or a dog who's just fighting me about the leash every time, I go ahead and have them put the collar and the leash on to get out of the crate. There's no option there. They get to make a choice of whether they want to come out of the crate or not. Now, I might right away, once they have put the collar on and come out of the crate, I might take it off again then, so that it doesn't have a continuing association that's negative for them. It's just a step they have to do to come out of the crate. Just like at bedtime, my dogs that go in crates all get a little chewy, something that they can chew for 5 to 15 minutes. It's a little like reading themselves to sleep. It's their sign that this is bedtime, and you chew your chewy, and then you go to sleep. And I make them go in the crate before I give them the chewy. Well, now I go in the kitchen and get the chewies at night, at bedtime, for the dogs that are going to be crated. And by the time I get back to where the crates are, the dogs are already in the crates, because that's where the chewy happens, and that's what they want. So they don't want to create a delay for the thing they want, so they readily do what I would like them to do. This is part of a mindset that I love, which is trying to shape their world in a way that they can think that they're controlling me, that's fine. I just set it up so that they control me with behaviors I want anyway, like going in the crate for a chewy, being cooperative about putting the collar on so that they can go for a walk or come out of the crate. It's really about seeing it from both perspectives, yours and the dog. You have an agenda. You have a timetable. You have a schedule. The dog may or may not have an agenda, may or may not have a timetable, but the dog can work with you. The dog can share in these things that you want to do together. These things that you share, that you want to have as an experience of co-creation. So if you can think about it from your dog's perspective as well as yours, and not see their fussiness about putting the collar on as a deliberate effort to slow down your morning because you're in a hurry and you didn't give yourself enough time to give yourself and the dog grace for when circumstances are a little different. Don't blame the dog. Make more time.